My name is Dr. Kimberly Woods, and I'm with Mystical Awakenings. I wanted to talk today about emotional sovereignty. Emotional sovereignty as it relates to love. And I wanted to talk about this specifically as a follow-up to the video on the pandemic and having a new perspective. So why is emotional autonomy or emotional sovereignty so important right now? Many of you probably don't even know what these words mean. They're not words that you hear in every common day language. Emotional sovereignty, if you think of a sovereign nation, it's a nation that can direct and control its actions. So emotional sovereignty or emotional autonomy is being able to direct and control your own emotional reactions with ease. When you recognize that you are a generator, right? We generate energy, we generate electricity, where we're also generators of love. And if you recognize that you are a generator of love, that can never be taken away from you. But oftentimes we go into the world where we're looking for someone else to generate love and give it to us. We want someone to fill a love void, whether it's a family member, a parent, a friend, a boyfriend, girlfriend, a partner, a husband, a wife, a child. We want them to fill some kind of love void. But if you look at yourself as a generator of love, then you can accept that you have the ability to give yourself the love that you desire in any given moment. Now, why is this important when we're talking about this pandemic? Realizing that the greatest love that can be given to you comes from within and not from without is absolutely imperative for our launch from the 3D paradigm that we're in into the 5D, the new paradigm. If you can understand that it comes from within and not from without, then we no longer look outside of ourselves. So last time I talked about looking at the pandemic as something that's happening outside of us and happening to us, which puts us in a victim mentality. But when you look at things, anything, and now love as happening within you and as choice, it's another step now on the road to empowerment. You begin to understand that the more you love yourself, the more you are able to experience emotional sovereignty, and the more, therefore, love you are able to give away. The more you love yourself, the more you stand in that emotional sovereignty, the more you are able to give love away. You begin now to release all expectations of others to fill an emotional void within you. No more expectations, no more demands, no more desires. I'm not talking about having passion and desire. I'm talking about the things that we subtly think or want or hope that another will do for us. Now, this can be a partner, a lover, a husband, a wife, that we want them to protect us, to make us feel safe, to make us feel important, valuable, loved, lovable, loving, desirous. That is not their responsibility, it is our own. We can look to another, a friend, a job, or people in a job, our children, to make us feel important, like we are contributing something of value. But that is not something that anybody can give to us. It is something we have to give to ourselves. We have to know our own value. We have to know what we bring to the table. But when you're always seeking for another to tell you that you're okay, you're always seeking outside of you for someone to give something, to fill something inside of you. How many times are we in relationships where we think or we say, this person makes me feel safe. I feel safe here. It's all now throughout our counseling and our psychology. It's in our schools and our education that we need to create safe environments. Now, I'm not advocating that environments not be safe, but safety is not something that's created from without, it's created from within. Because the truth is, no one can truly do anything to you. I'm not talking about, yes, someone can actually hit you and someone can shoot you with a gun or stab you. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about all the other ways that we have said that someone else now can create safety for me, when safety is something that I create within. Let me ask you a question. Do you feel safe in the world? And if you don't, what do you think another is going to do for you? Because it will never be enough. They will never love you enough. They will never give you enough praise. They will never create enough safety, because it has to come from within. Our only way out, everybody, is from within. So we begin to now release expectations that others will fill this void. Demands that they do something for us. The desires that they act in a certain way or be a certain way so that we feel better. Think of the last fight you had with anyone. What did you want them to do for you? How did you want them to be different? What was your expectation? I'm sure you can find something. An expectation, a demand. And if you looked instead of at that person to be that for you, to fill that for you, and you look to yourself, how would it look differently? If instead of me saying, if only you would just do blank, I would feel better. I actually had a conversation with someone very close to me who's of an older generation, who said, if you would just do this, I would feel better. And I thought it couldn't get any more clear. If I would just do what she asked, she would feel better. And how many times do we want people to feel better? Many of us are empathic, we're caretakers, we're light workers, we love people. Why wouldn't we want someone to feel better? But by doing that, you rob the person of the ability to actually learn that lesson for themselves, to learn to love themselves. Now, you can help and guide them to learn to love themselves. But if you attempt to fill what is within them, you'll never be able to do it. And they will let you know that you're not doing it. It will constantly come up as failing. It actually robs the other person of becoming who they're meant to be. It steals away from them this opportunity to become emotionally autonomous. Now, most of the world is not here. Yet this is what is being asked of the world at this time. That we stop blaming our governments, our neighbors, our partners, and we begin to take responsibility for ourselves. That we begin to fill the voids within, to generate love. If you look at yourself as a generator of love, then what would you be generating toward yourself? Can you genuinely appreciate your values and your abilities and what you bring to the table? Can you genuinely appreciate and love yourself for what you bring to the world? We are this unique human tapestry, all threads that make up this beautiful mosaic. And without your thread, the mosaic is incomplete. So what is it that you bring to the world that is uniquely you? that you offer? Can you love yourself within for all of that? Now, some of you are saying, I'm not lovable. I've made too many mistakes. Look at what I've done here, what I've done there. There are no mistakes. There are no mistakes, only opportunities to learn. If you made something you consider to be a mistake, what's the lesson for you to learn there? Learn it, be gracious to yourself, and move on. There is no more need to punish. No more need to continue to work it over through and through, up and down, trying to pay some kind of penance, because it does no good, not to you or to anyone else. Accept your misstep, learn your lesson, and move on. And begin to experience and express that true love for self, the emotional sovereignty, so that you have the ability to act in ways without emotional reaction, with ease. This is what is needed on our planet right now. Full responsibility for your own happiness in this moment. I'm Dr. Kimberly Woods, MysticalAwakeningsInc.com, MysticalAwakeningsinc@gmail.com. Have a wonderful day.